Hi there, this is Robin Hart of the Home Loans with Hart team of CMG. This is our weekly market watch where we actually share with you and other inquiring minds about information on mortgages and fun stuff. You might want to find out about where rates are and what's happening in the mortgage and whether or not it's a good time to buy. It's year of the fire horse. I don't know if you've noticed what a year it's been so far. It kind of feels like everything's sort of sped up a little bit. Each week we do dive into the rates first and foremost. So let's get there and see what's happening in mortgage rates. Pretty much mortgage rates, 30-year fixed, they're kind of stabilized a little bit where they're at. 30-year fixed came in, and this is over an average of over 200 lenders across America, 7-day average. And so it's not an actual rate quote, but just 7-day averages from 200 lenders across America as reported by Mortgage Nuggets. Free information online. 30-year fix is at 6.05, 15-year fixed at 5.62, 30-year fixed BA at 5.67, 30-year jumbo 6.29, and 30-year FHA came in at 5.65%. Check with your local lender or myself if you need an exact quote for yourself. All right, here we go. Fed met this week, and it was kind of a crazy week for the Fed. What are the Fed showing? They're kind of showing their emotions, like sort of like a will they, won't they rom-com kind of thing. The Fed cannot seem to make up their mind. He's just not that into you, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? But basically, in the latest Fed version, they feel that employment and GDP numbers are still high enough to not warrant job cuts or a rate cut. But keep in mind that the Fed is almost always looking at data. Now, data is always from the past, which is to say they're always looking in a rearview mirror, basically 90 to 180 days or more from that data. So when they look at data from 90 to 180 days, then they make their decisions, which, by the way, is the biggest complaint of both basically Wall Street and mortgage brokers. Current market analysts feels like it's behind the times and the Fed are not actually paying attention or reacting to active market conditions. Now, active market conditions, they announced GDP is not as high as what they thought for Q4. Also, employment numbers kind of seem like they're not as solid as what everybody's predicting. From ADP and other private sectors, a little bit concerning. Now, here's some good news. Are you expecting a tax refund per The Hill, which is a online publication? The average tax fund is actually up by about 11% per filing this year. Now, that's kind of an early assessment because it's only about February 20th. So we should see more data on this come in March 30th and along the lines of April 15th. Now, rumor has it also that more than a few agents will be a bit sad about this news, but homebuyers paying all in cash appears to be kind of dwindling as of 2025. It's not to say there won't be the occasional cash buyer, but per Redfin, they're saying all cash purchases ended pretty much 2025 on a 5-year low. Only about 29% of home buyers paid with cash in December, and it's the lowest share for that month since 2020. Cash purchases were most common in Florida and least common on the West Coast. Now, I've talked on videos about this before. Also, rumor has it, per David Bach, he was on the Diary of a CEO. There's a great conversation. If you have time to watch it, I highly recommend it. Talks about finances, retiring early with low income. But the cool thing, he also addresses whether or not it's good to buy a home, and he addresses specifics just for your average homeowner. So, who is David Bach? Well, he's a speaker, author, television personality, self-made millionaire, and an entrepreneur. So you will most likely recognize some of his book titles, all New York Times best-selling books. His entire resume is filled with helping everyday people win at the game of life when it comes to money. Now, one of my favorite books of his, Automatic Millionaire, Smart Couples Finish First. If you're married or in a long-term relationship, you definitely need to have that. And Automatic Millionaire Homeowner. So kind of cool. I keep pounding on this. Please listen to it if you get a chance. Now, what happened today? Yeah, that's right, folks. As if the news wasn't bad enough for Donald Trump. Well, guess what? Pretty much, he got some real tough news today about and from the Supreme Court. I actually listened to a piece of his ranting earlier today about how terrible the Supreme Court was. They only like three of them today. But pretty much, they decided that the tariffs, they didn't follow the law. So, all right. Now, let's get into more fun stuff and cool stuff. Now, this is neat. Now, Minneapolis, it's kind of been in the news for a lot of stuff, kind of very making a lot of people very sad, very angry, different emotions coming out of Minneapolis. So, here's the cool news. This one, I think everybody can kind of get behind. Celebrity chef Andrew Zimmern wanted to serve some hometown cooking for his hometown. So he volunteered to serve in a soup kitchen and also known as a pay-as-you-can restaurant. And basically, the patrons, they don't actually shuffle through like standing up like they're in I don't know, a food line. They're actually served, and they're served with respect and caring and kindness. So he furthermore said that it's kind of cool. He basically said that restaurants have been under a lot of scrutiny and pressure, not just in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but all across the world, as people's wallets are tightening just because of inflation. And he said pretty much people aren't going out to eat as much, and we all need to support our local vendors. He further detailed, I think we do have to have faith and hope and lunch together soon. He says in the video that he posted on social media, I'm not here because I'm virtue signaling or because this is a 1 day a year thing for me. I'm actually here because this is part of my regular practice being a citizen, and I want to encourage everyone who sees this to do something similar where you live. So if you get a chance, do something cool, good for someone else, do some volunteer work, donate your time, donate your money. It'll be for a good cause. All right. Now, Heart's meme of the week. It would be excellent and great if you wouldn't quit your job during the mortgage process. That'd be great. One of my team members had that experience, and there is a slight pause on that loan application right now. So that loan won't be closing until they have a job. So if you are curious as to when the best time to buy is, it depends on you, or even refinance for that matter. So give me a call, DM me. Let's chat it out and see if you're ready to take advantage of the deals available in our market. Now, let's get social. If you like this video, please follow us on any of our social media outlets. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and the artist formerly known as Twitter. I am Robin Hart with the Home Loans with Hart team of CMG, where we're here to help you build wealth every single day through the financing of homes. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch up with you soon.